His name is Johnny Payphone, and he builds really, really weird bikes.
This is supposed to look like this?
I challenged him to build his ultimate dream contraption in 2 days.
I've always wanted to make a clockwork motorcycle.
Johnny and his buddy, Mud,
They win.
will attempt to set the land speed and distance record for a spring-powered bike.
Bingo.
Are they mad scientists? Yes. Will it work? How far do you think we can get this thing to go?
If we drop it off a bridge, probably to the water.
I have no idea. I'm John Bowler. I build stuff.
That's the dumbest thing I built all week.
I work alongside garage inventors.
We're gonna have fun here.
Like your wacky neighbor who can make anything out of nothing.
I think he's completely out of his mind.
Together, we take 2 days to twist their inventions into things that have never been done before.
This is really starting to get weird.
If anybody can do it, these guys can.
Cross your fingers and move away from your TV set.
What's in your neighbor's garage? Hey,
How's it going?
good, how are you? You Johnny?
That's right.
I'm John. Johnny Payphone is a pierced, tattooed throwback to another era, but he's also a mechanical genius.
What a place, man.
Yeah, we just moved into this new shop here.
Shop. It's like a cathedral. It's awesome. I'm hearing that you're the king of pedal-powered stuff.
I think bikes are fun. It's fun to...
Bikes are definitely fun. Some people I hear exercise on them.
I like eating hot dogs, but I don't like eating 10 hot dogs. You know? And the same goes with exercise on a bicycle. You know? And some of my creations are outside in the yard. I can show them to you.
Let's check it out. This is a bicycle?
Yeah, that's my hog. This bicycle's name is Long Chaney.
Very nice. Very cool.
The famous Creature actor. It's a monster bike. And the purpose of this bike was I wanted to have underslung steering. I wanted a bike where I was reaching up to grab a hold of the handlebars, which were attached directly to the fork.
Now, what was the impetus for this steering over your head thing?
I'm really not interested in solving an engineering problem for a functional purpose. What I'm interested in is, creating magic out of motion, like making it stupid, making it ridiculous. They always say, how do you ride that thing? And I like to say, I ride it well. So what we need is a little bit of a boost.
I'm boosted. Huh, that wasn't bad. Do a wheelie. I'm just trying not to hit a car.
Long Chaney is just the most bizarre thing ever. I mean, your hands are up here and your feet are way down there and the front tire is way out there someplace. It's not stable, it's not smooth, but once you get the speed going on it, it just wants to go forever.
That boy's a chopper riding fool. It's like a pedal-powered motorcycle.
It's definitely cool.
I mean, you think you're bad riding around on your Harley. I got a taco-powered engine right here, you know?
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula is an evil vampire chopper that is the master chopper of all the other bikes I've built.
The bike talks
it's
to
possessed by a demonic force,
You okay
such
in
as
there?
my curse. I am Renfield to his Dracula.
That's really, really weird.
I feel like Mad Max out in the open desert, you know? Trying to find me some old gasoline. Or tacos.
I feel like the vampire bike's grandma on this thing.
This one's called a spin bike, so rather than having a wheel or one wheel in back, it's got shopping cart casters, and the idea is that when you, when you want to do a burnout, tons of fun.
Coming through, coming through.
And then you meet Johnny's building partner, the guy who works in the shop next to him, one of his closest friends.
Are you decent?
No, physically or mentally?
This fella's name really is Mud.
I'm Mud.
I'm John.
Good to meet you, John.
Good to meet you, Mud.
Sure enough.
Mud speaks his own language. It takes some getting used to, but it's a lot like English.
Okay, the most crude thing that we could do would be talk nasty. We're kind of like crows. We like shiny objects.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Here's a something.
I already had that something.
Well, someone had it before you, so let's just not get all ownership-y.
There's nothing I can come up with in terms of a bicycle that will even match the stuff he's already done. So I thought maybe I'd ask him what he wanted to do.
Think about it over the night, and I will meet you back here in the morning. We'll say Wednesday,
we'll go to the racetrack and we'll run it out there.
Yeah, let's do it. That sounds like a lot
That
of
sound
fun.
like fun?
Yeah, and maybe we'll get some skinned knees along the way. And
Oh, I'm not gonna be happy till I'm bleeding.
yeah.
Oh, you're going to be ecstatic. Yeah. Oh, yes. You will find fulfillment within these walls.
All right, man.
We'll have something to ride Wednesday. You believe that? It was nothing but a bad reputation.
Get to work.
Morning, boys.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
What are we doing?
I've always wanted to make a clockwork motorcycle. If we could come up with some way to store energy within the frame mechanically through a spring, we can let it rip, and then I can do like a little, a shot down the stretch. Like a drag bike, but powered by a spring. It would be great if I could do a quarter mile, and then once I achieved that, see if I could ratchet up the speed. And then I can start collecting pink slips.
Sweet. Johnny's ultimate dream bike is to build a bicycle that's powered by a spring.
I thought of a design that is based on the garage door spring.
A coil spring.
A coil style spring.
We need to figure out the ratio of how much you can wind them. It's probably something comparable to a quarter turn per ring.
But the number of revolutions isn't that important when we can change the gear ratio.
These two nuts just blew me away with the math and the science and the sophistication of the information being relayed across the room.
We could fold them into parallel and run a gear set.
I couldn't even keep up.
The first thing I want to do is I want to extend the back a little bit. I'm thinking the engine is going to go down here in the normal position that an engine does. We can work from scratch here, although I have a very nice frame.
I like it, and it's gold. It's already blinged.
It's the one I got at that church carnival. Yeah.
Cool.
So here's the plan. We're gonna take this old bike frame and extend the back. We'll mount two garage door springs on it side by side. We'll invent a way to uncoil the springs, creating tension. When they coil back up, their energy will drive the bike. I think what we need to do is get a spring.
Yeah.
And start messing around.
We have different inside diameters from 1 3/4 up to 6 inch. I can show you on our garage door if you want to see how that.
Okay, cool.
So when you start to lift the door, it's gonna expand.
We get the biggest garage door spring we can find. 6 inches in diameter, 3 feet long, big spring. Now that we have the springs, it's time to head to the hardware store to get the rest of our stuff.
We shaft, we need the clicker that holds it in place while we ratchet and
Clicker,
tighten the spring.
where's the clicker section?
This can be our lock.
Rocker.
That's great.
We're building a motorized cycle, but the motor is springs. If it was easy, Girl Scouts would do it instead of selling them damn cookies, We imagined it, and someone said, hey, if we pay for the stuff, can you build it? And we're like, sure.
I think we need this to tighten some drains.
Okay, Phone, you're getting sidetracked.
This will
Focus.
do. We got a whole lot of all the wrong stuff.
Now, see, that's the attitude to have when you go shopping for stuff that's crucial. Gee, Santa, we'll never get these toys done on time.
So, just so I've got this, right? These springs are already all wound up.
Correct.
So we're gonna unwind this spring, and then it's going to wind itself back up, and that's what's gonna give us our drive.
Right.
So I'm gonna jump on this. If you want to strip that down, that'd be cool. I mean, if you want to like put on some lingerie, maybe serve drinks. No, we'll forget the lingerie because we're all ugly.
Let's get to work.
Okay, let's get to work.
We decide to divide and conquer. Payphone and Mud are working on the springs while I take apart the bike.
I find coffee to be a real motivator. It helps you drill holes, sometimes in the wrong place, but they do get drilled. Has anybody told you you're doing a good job today?
You certainly haven't.
There's probably a reason for that.
Man, this is a tough work environment.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be helpful.
When working in the shop, it's always very, very important to wear hearing protection to keep you from hearing mud.
Yeah, great. Can I have a pair of those? Give me like 2 or 3 pairs.
Boy, I tell you what, y'all are falling off my Christmas list like leaves.
So, we'll use something like this to tension our springs. And then we need to control that tension as it tries to release. This is gonna be a weird one. Trust me.
The lady at the garage door store said that we could lift a 600-pound garage door with each of those, I believe. I'm going to be yanked forward with the force of a 1,200-pound weight being dropped from a pulley that's attached to a rope in the front of my bike. That's my fear, is that I hit the clutch and the whole thing just goes...
I don't think that's going to work. Johnny Payphone builds really, really weird bikes. And then we have weirder. We're building a bicycle, sort of. This bike will be powered by garage door springs. As the springs contract, they'll drive a series of gears that turn the wheel. In 48 hours, we test this pile of parts in Golden Gate Field in front of all of their friends.
The energy in a spring, you know, when it's concentrated in, it wants to release all at once.
Johnny wanted to actually integrate a clock part on top of this spring that would regulate the energy being released from the spring, so the thing just didn't screw up and then explode.
It's called an escapement. The escapement allows the energy of the spring to release itself. That's what makes it tick, you know? What makes me tick is the joy of inventions.
It is.
Wow, that was beautiful.
That was good.
That was just, man.
Boy, I wish we had a camera.
Yeah.
This is a much more simple version. This is a music box. The mainspring, once again, is encased inside a barrel. Rather than an escapement, what they've got here is a spinning fan, which sort of works to slow using air pressure so that it comes out at a steady pace instead of all at once. And then this is one of my most cherished pieces. It's an Edison Ambarola. It's incomplete. The needle would come down on here and it would travel across the record like that and play your song out. So they had to make it run by wind up. You give it really just only like 3 or 4 cranks. I'm gonna go 5. And the thing will run for 4 minutes off the spring. There's a kind of a real simple escapement, which is a rod like this, and there are weights hanging off the rod. And then on the mainspring, there's a crown gear like this coming off of the spring, right?
The idea is to turn this into, literally, a crown gear. It's going to be round, and it's going to be covered in little bitty points.
As it spins, it's gonna knock this way. There's gonna be another one at 90 degrees on the bottom. The momentum of the weights changing direction is gonna put a temporary pause on the unwinding of the spring and hopefully release the power in such a way that it doesn't all just come out at once.
An escapement acts like a series of speed bumps. It slows the release of energy from the spring. Where'd you learn to do this stuff? I mean, did you go to school for this?
I just come from a family of metalworkers, I guess. My dad's parents met as blimp and flying boat mechanics. My parents worked hard to make sure that I could get a college education, and I did. And I tried my hand at the corporate world, and it was killing me. I gotta have something in my hands. I gotta get them dirty.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. I mean, we moved into the same shop together and just naturally clicked.
Yeah.
I guess just because we were both from the South originally, and yeah, he's.
What, you're talking about me?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna go back
It's a little
to...
hard to put up with.
Yeah.
He's got some good ideas.
He does have some good ideas. We burned up a lot of time planning and shopping and goofing around. Now we're suddenly in a time crunch. We have about 24 hours. We're gonna be at the Golden Gate Fields racetrack testing this thing, which now looks like that. So I think we have some work to do. While Johnny continues to work on the escapement, Mud and I are going to work on the spring engine and not give enough room. There's plenty of room there, though,
Okay,
right?
so probably the smartest thing to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you guys talking?
We were talking about you.
No, not anymore. You're okay.
This goes here. This section here goes here.
Somehow.
So all we gotta do is connect the dots.
We have a lot of dots.
It's a lot of dots.
Before we put the bike together, we have to test the escapement.
Yeah.
Ready?
There's interference here. And I think our mistake here is that we've chosen a number of teeth that's too many.
But if we scoop the back of these out, that eliminates all that.
It might, yeah, it might entirely resolve our issue.
All right, you want to plasma cut some more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Clock gears are measured and mathematized to all fit. We guessed. So we're continuing to guess, prototyping, guessing, making bigger. Hopefully, we'll make it work. All right, ready? Let's try the ding, ding, ding thing. Running into the same trouble here.
Yeah, this isn't supposed to happen.
This is what the escapement is supposed to do. This is what ours is doing.
I think we're running into the same problem that we had before, which is too many teeth.
Right. This clock thing Johnny's working on, this does not work well at all. In fact, he sort of chucks the whole idea. He's very, very disappointed.
It's already a success, dude. You know? I mean, we've come up with it. We've actualized the fantasy.
We can right now put together what we have, leave the escapement off, and fire it up and run it.
Yeah. This is your creation. It can't beat you. You know, you made it.
Yeah.
So we decide to go ahead without the escapement. That means when the springs contract, something like 1,200 pounds of force are going to release all at once, only inches from the rider.
Yeah, you're a goner.
We're building a bicycle powered by garage door springs. It's the big day. We have 4 hours. We're going out to Golden Gate Field. All of their friends are showing up, and we need to get cranking.
That right there is going to be good, but we got to roll this a smidge.
We're working with a very high-tension spring here. Very big chains, very big gears. We have no idea how much force we're putting into this thing. Chains could break, gears could fly off, the spring could completely unsprung. So we've covered everything with this expanded metal. We've got that all wrapped around everything that might potentially do damage. So I think we're looking at what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, something
20
like that.
minutes for a test? 20 minutes. I thought his upside-down bike was strange. This is right off the weirdometer chart.
You're never going to survive this.
Well, we don't have to wind it all the way up.
Oh, that is not safe.
Uh-oh, bottomed out.
It ain't a dirt bike.
Test number 1. For maximum power, we could extend the springs as far as 12 inches, but that's a lot of cranking. For this test, we'll only extend them 3 or 4 inches.
I know you got test pilot's jitters. I think Neil Armstrong felt the same way. Except his stuff was built by professionals. We do the work of 3 men, Mo, Larry, and Curly. Say when. You ready?
Oh,
Okay.
we let it loose. It's very, very unstable.
It had the energy, I just couldn't keep it up, and I'm not going to be able to as it accelerates.
Without the escapement, this thing is impossible to control. We need to figure out a way to stabilize it.
Thank you.
We'll take it back in the shop, figure something out.
We just set caster wheels right on the ground so that it's just, because I ain't going to turn anyway.
Okay, let's put it down, then we'll figure out what we need.
We put casters on it, stabilized the whole thing. All of a sudden, Johnny went, it's just much, much safer, much, much easier to ride.
Yeah, those casters definitely work, huh?
Test number 2, we take it out. We put, at first, the same number of cranks in the spring. A little bit of distance. We put more cranks in the spring. A little bit more distance.
That's a quarter mile, wasn't it? I'd say that's a quarter mile.
We still have that much more spring to unwind. That's going to take a lot of tension. How far do you think we can get this thing to go?
If we drop it off a bridge, probably to the water.
Okay,
If we get 100 feet out of it, I'd be happy.
100 feet. So with this 48-hour build, we are going to set the land, speed, and distance record for a spring-powered bicycle to the best of our knowledge.
Absolutely. And we'll do it with an air of style and class.
Well, we might. I don't know about you.
That's all good. What 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
293 is okay.
Exactly.
He's got class at the night school. It's really more of a wind-up motorcycle.
Yeah, you'll wind up dead.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put the we got finish line marker.
This is still very dangerous. We don't know if these springs are going to hold or not. We don't know if the chains are going to hold. We don't know if the gears are going to hold. We don't know much of anything about this thing.
You feeling good there, Rocket Man?
Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow when you get there.
Friends are there. Everybody wants to see it go.
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah.
6, 7.
We get it all set, crank it all up, and there it goes.
Don't knock that.
Does anything break?
Something sounded funny. When those springs released, there was a tremendous amount of energy. It blows the chain off the back of the bike.
It just hopped off the chainring down there.
With a little bit of effort, we managed to get the chains back on and try another run.
It's got to go down the track. This thing cannot just be a fail now. Boom.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
we did set the world distance record for a spring powered bicycle at 37 feet.
Yep.
This is a hell of a lot of fun.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's my
Secondly,
pleasure. It is my
now
pleasure.
wait, we're not done yet, because I've got an idea. 100! 200! 300!